Hello, I'm Philip Stoten. I'm on the Scoop Studio at Apex 2019. I'm joined by Joel from Koh Young. Joel, thanks for joining me. First of all, congratulations. You picked up a couple of awards yesterday morning from Circuits Assembly. Tell me what you won and why you think you keep picking up those awards and
Sure,
where that success
absolutely,
comes
yeah. We did. We won for best process software for our KPO product, and that is our next level print process control tool for SPI, print process, using the SPI tool. So that was the tool that is basically made up of three modules, if you will, where initially we're doing a automated DOE to provide setting recommendations for speed, pressure, and release. And the second piece to that, we're monitoring that information, results information, I should say, to a much higher degree than we're doing currently. And the third piece to that is full control of the printer itself for those three parameters.
Yeah. And the other one, I think, was the auto repair?
The auto repair in the SPI category. And with that tool, we're basically adding paste where insufficiencies occur within the machine, re-inspecting. So we're basically eliminating the need to reclean and reprint. And so certainly high density boards.
And I'm a big kind of fan of that sort of pragmatic approach, because you're identifying the issue with the printer. You can feed that back to the printer can make an improvement, but you don't have to send that board back. You can say, hey, you got a problem here, we fixed this one, but get the next ones right.
Ideally, we shouldn't be using the repair tool to a great degree, right? It's there if you need it, but with the closed loop capability, you're exactly right. We make those adjustments and the next board is corrected.
Yeah, so. And to me that's, and I'm kind of segueing into AI here, but that's an intelligent way of using the data from your machine to provide feedback and to provide stuff elsewhere. I was talking to Juan earlier, and he was telling me that actually quite a lot of the AI development is now being done here locally at the Kira facility here in San Diego. And everybody's talking about AI. I wonder how much of it's buzz and how much of it's actually adding value. Where do you see it actually being valuable for your customers?
Well, take the example that I just gave, right? So we're using this parametric data, and I think that's the key, right? You have to, first and foremost, have the right kind of data, the true 3D parametric. We're getting it the right way. We can be very confident in the numbers, in the information, and then we have a very large amount of it. And that applies to both SPI and AOI. So from that, now we can feed the AI engine and create these tools, create these machine learning controls that allow us to do just exactly what I described with the front end DOE, the advanced monitoring, and then the full closed loop control. Similarly with AOI, we can take the information that we're getting, we can feed that to the AI engine that we've created. This is our engine, as opposed to acquiring an engine third party and so forth. So we have our domain knowledge built into that to make our programming tool more automated, to certainly provide better trends information for other anomalies and so forth. And I think really what it comes down to is, you're right. There's a lot of talk about AI, and we spoke yesterday a little bit about that and what the best use of that is. And I think what we really need to understand is that it's not going to be a be-all, end-all, but we can certainly use it in applications where we have the data and information to do so, right? And the ultimate goal, as I see it, is to free up time that's currently being spent doing things manually. That doesn't necessarily have to be, right? Now I can repurpose that person to do something much more productive, right? And ultimately improves life for everyone, right? And certainly ultimately the bottom line of the end user.
Yeah, and I think that's fundamentally important. And as you say, when you free up those people, part of that process is maybe having one person operating the SPI on 3 different lines, and you get all that feedback data, and it all adds value to the process. But what I like about the way you tend to think about this is as well as thinking about the data fusion and the AI and all the stuff that goes on at the top end, you're constantly improving the data that's driven to it. So
That's the key.
yeah, I think Juan mentioned a new system you've got that is able to scan reflective components. I talk to your customers
Sure.
and they're able to see
Yeah.
parts,
The Meister system.
dimples and things like
Yes.
that on components that they can't see with other stuff. So that domain knowledge in terms of the vision is absolutely fundamental to feeding that AI system.
It is. It really is. And I know we'll talk later about AI being the data being the currency, right? The inspection data being the currency. But it really gets back to being able to have confidence in that data, and again, having it acquired in the right fashion, right? And it having the content that the engine can utilize most efficiently, and that's really what we're all about. You know, having that 3D parametric quantitative information, getting it the way we are with the number of images we collect, and then having that big data environment surrounding it is really what makes it all possible. And that is certainly, we feel, a very unique approach and certainly an advantage for Koh Young.
Yeah, and eventually for your customers, of course, as well.
Ultimately, that's
the goal.
yeah. Everybody wins.
That's
Yeah.
it. Joe, thanks for stopping by. Pleasure to chat, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.